Namaskaram, I'm Tantra and welcome to the series The Mysteries of Ancient Temples, episode The Kashi Karvat Temple. If you find this episode interesting, kindly like, share and subscribe my channel The Mystic Demystified. In Kashi, there is a very ancient and mysterious temple of Lord Shiva known as the Kashi Karvat Temple. Kashi is one city in India where people come to seek moksha or liberation since eons. As long as you seek liberation, what you do, how you do it, where do you do it does not matter. So in this temple, they had a saw known in local language as Karvat to help people attain moksha or liberation. According to the Skanda Puran, when King Devadasa of Kashi attained moksha or liberation, Lord Shiva returned to Kashi and established his 12 Jyotirlingams in Kashi. Out of his 12 Jyotirlingams, Bhimeshwar Jyotirlingam was established here. Now it is famous as Karvat Lingam. The Kashi Karvat temple is located in the maze of alley leading to Manikarnika Ghat in the vicinity of Sri Kashi Vishwanath Mandir. In both English and Devanagari script, the name of the temple, that is Sri Bhimeshwar Jyotirling and Sri Kashi Karvat Mandir, are written on a board at its entrance. Inside the temple, there is an opening on the floor which is well guarded by fences on all four sides. The opening ends into a large cavernous room below. On the floor of this cavernous room is the famous Karvat Lingam. It is 30 feet below from the opening. It is said to be a Swayambhu Jyotirlingam, meaning self-manifested in Sanskrit. Barring a few people, no one is allowed to go down and see the Jyotirlingam, so I have just taken its pictures from the top. The priest there was very friendly and helpful. When I questioned him that why is the Karvat Lingam situated below the ground level, he stated that in ancient time, that was the actual ground level of Kashi. His story can easily be corroborated as 3 layers of ancient temple below Kashi have already been discovered while making the Kashi Vishwanath corridor. This means that the city sank over a period of time, then it was repeatedly built again and again and again. It is said that in ancient time the saw or karvat was suspended from the roof of the shrine of this temple and it would spontaneously fall on those whom Lord Shiva chose to liberate. Later on, the priest began helping people who came to seek liberation or moksha by cutting the human skull to a certain point known as Brahma Randra to open the Sahasrahar. When a human baby is born, a certain part of the skull is not formed. It is only covered with flesh. This part is known as Brahma Randra. Randra means passage. This is the part of the body from where the life energy or soul enters the human fetus while it is in the womb. And even when the life energy or soul leaves our body upon death, it should leave through the Brahma Randra. This is what all the yogis try to achieve consciously during the time of their death. Only this type of exiting of the life energy or soul out of the body is said to make one free from the vicious circle of life or death, and it helps to attain liberation or moksha. Then, with the passage of time, as it happens with every ancient science, this science also got obliterated and only the technique remained. Then the priest started cutting humans into 2 halves from the top of their head. It clearly separated the 2 dimensions of a human body, that is Shiv and Shakti, Yin and Yang, and liberated a human from within. But when the Britishers came, they saw the practice as too unethical, inhuman, and another way of committing suicide. Thus, not understanding the science behind it, they banned it and termed it as illegal. Moksha or liberation is considered very significant in Vedic culture, something that must be attained in this lifetime. Thus, when the Britishers banned the practice, terming it as illegal, the people extended their limits further. The saw or karvat was placed in the cavernous room, and people used to throw themselves down the opening onto the saw. Hence, the Britishers removed the saw or karvat and placed it in some British museum. Those who still think that it was a type of suicide or human sacrifice, I would like to tell you that after death and after the funeral has taken place, the Hindus still perform the Kapal Kriya or smashing of the skull based on this principle. Moreover, even science proves that there are several extraordinary energy centers in the brain. The ancient concept cannot be proved by science does not mean that the ancient concept does not exist. It simply means that our modern day science has not reached that kind of advancement to explain the concept.